Hi, welcome to Math 87, Lesson 120. In this lesson, we're going to talk about estimating angle measures. Now, we've practiced reading the measures of an angle from a protractor scale. Now, the ability to measure an angle with a protractor is an important skill. The ability to estimate the measure of an angle is also a valuable skill. In this lesson, we will learn a technique to help us estimate the measure of an angle. To estimate the measurement, we need a mental image of the units to be used in the measurement. To estimate angle measure, we need a mental image of a degree scale, a mental protractor. Now we can build a mental image of a protractor from a mental image we already have, the face of a clock. Now if you look at the clock face in front of you, the clock face is a full circle. A full circle is 360 degrees. A clock face can be divided into 12 number divisions. From one number division to the next number division is 1/12 of a full circle. 1/12 of 360 is 30 degrees. Thus, the measure of the angle formed by the hands of the clock, and if we look at a clock face here, formed by the clock from 12 to 1, that measure is 30 degrees. The measure formed from 12 to 2 is 60 degrees. And the measure formed from 12 to 3 is 90 degrees. A clock face is further divided into 60 smaller divisions. Oops. Here, let's just get rid of these ones. Now each one of those is 1/60th of a circle. 1/60th of a circle is 6 degrees. So from 1 minute mark to the next minute mark on a face, one of these little sections is 6 degrees. Okay. Let me see if I can get that a little more in the picture. Okay. So here I've drawn an angle on a clock face. The vertex of the angle is at the center of the clock. One side of the angle is set at 12. The other side of the angle is at 8 minutes. Since each minute of separation represents 6 degrees, the measure of this angle is 8 times 6 degrees, which equals 48 degrees. Now with some practice, you can usually estimate the measure of angle within 5 degrees of the actual measure. And give me just a moment. We're going to look at some angles in the book. And I'm going to have you look at this. See if I can get this in view. If you look at these angles, I want you to take a minute and look at those angles and see if you can record your estimates. So look at angles from here. I don't want us to show it yet. Give me a second. So if we look at angles, now let's see if I can get this in view. Look at angle BOC. So this angle right here, and measure what your estimate is of it. And then we'll show it on a clock face. Okay, and if you want to go back and put that up, or here, I'll put it back up. Sorry. See if you can, looking again at BOC. Take a minute. You can pause the video now. I'll give you a minute to look at it. And just say what your estimate is, what you would guess that angle to be. or estimate that angle to be. So not guess, make an educated decision. Or an educated guess, I should say. Okay, and then I'm going to put up a clock face with that on it. Okay. So we use the mental image of a clock face, and with the angle BOC, we put one of the angles set at 12. So I set angle C at 12. And then we would mentally look at where we think B would go. Now, one side of the angle set at 12, we can see that the other side of the angle is more than 10 minutes. Perhaps it's about 12 minutes. Now, when we actually look, we see it's 12 and a half minutes. But if we said it was 12 minutes, 12 times 6 degrees is 72 degrees. So we would estimate our angle to be 72 degrees. Now, I don't have, since we're going to just look in the book since we don't actually have protractors and we're not in the classroom to do this. But if you look at the book and we trace the angle BOC on our paper and then we put it on a protractor, we would see that it is actually 75 degrees. So our estimate was 72 degrees. The measurement is 75 degrees, and we would have only estimated 3 degrees off. So with some practice, getting the mental image of a clock face in your mind, you can start to estimate angles. Now we have some practice problems. I would like you to go ahead and try the practice problems and then check your answers in Canvas. This is a great way for you to get some practice and kind of start to get a feel for what you're doing. And then we will see you tomorrow.